This video is brought to you by Miniature Market. Thousands of board games, discounted prices, miniaturemarket.com.
Hello my friends, it's the Game Boy Geek here. Today, we're going back to a small world where coins rule everything. And today we're going to be talking about a new expansion called Power Pack1. It's new and it's maybe not so new because it includes two mini expansions that had come out a while back that have become hard to find. Those are called Be Not Afraid and Spider's Web. We're going to have all sorts of different races, new abilities. Coins are going to be raining down. There's one called Corruption where you get paid by other people when they take you over. Let's take a look at the different things and I'll see you on the other side. This comes with a nice little insert that holds all the different race tokens, all the different ability tokens, new money that it comes with, all the different tokens and things like that, all fit in here. Now this comes with 8 different races. I'll briefly discuss each of them. The Pixies, you get 11 of them by default, and then when you redeploy, you cannot leave any more than 1 unit in any spot. So you can put a bunch out, but you got to pull them all off except 1 in each of your redeployment areas. Now the Homunculi, anytime someone passes over this in the draft, instead of just placing a coin like normal, you also get to place another one of these on the supply. So you start with 5 by default, but if people pass over this enough, more of these will go there, and so it will make it more advantageous to get. Now there's a lot of Barbarians, but you cannot redeploy them at the end of your turn, so however many you use to conquest stays in that region. Now the Leprechauns get these little tokens. They get a bunch of these. These are pots of gold, and they place them in regions. Now, at the beginning of their next turn, if these are still in those regions, the Leprechaun gets to take them, and they're a coin as 1 point at the end of the game for them. However, if other players come in between this turn and the next turn and take over that region, they get to take the pot of gold, which is a coin, and they can place these in any or all regions that they conquest that round. The Slingmen allow you to conquer a region 1 away from your adjacent region. So you skip 1 and then you fly over there, and if you do that you get an extra coin. However, you don't get the extra coin if you're attacking an adjacent region. They can also go over the middle lake as well. The Ice Witches get 1 of these winter tokens for every area that has magic that they control at the end of the redeployment, and they can place them in an area that they're in or an adjacent area. And if it's an area they're in, it gets 1 defense. If it's a different area that they're not in but adjacent, it gets 1 defense, but it's worth 1 less coin if somebody takes care of it. The Pygmies, every time they get defeated, they roll the die, and however many that die shows, that's how many reinforcements they get, and at the end of the current player's turn, they get to redeploy that many Pygmies. Each time a Skag conquers a region, they can take 1 of these face-down loot tokens and place it in that area. Once they've placed it there, they can then look at it, only that player. Now, if these are still out by the beginning of your next turn, you get to flip these over and collect them. Sometimes they'll be gold. However, if an opponent tries to attack these when they're face down, you flip it over. Sometimes that player will get gold if they're able to conquest that, or sometimes it will be this Skag icon, which means that player that was trying to attack has to move back to where they were and they cannot try to re-attack again. And that opponent also loses 1 token. There's also 8 powers. The first one we'll talk about is Corrupt. You gain a bonus coin every time somebody successfully conquers one of your active regions. The Mercenaries allow you to spend 1 coin to reduce the amount of tokens you need to defeat a region by 2, but you always need at least 1 token to defeat a region. The Catapult allows you to place this in 1 of the regions that you occupy, and you can attack a region that's not adjacent but 1 away from the one that you're at for 1 less token. The Barricade gets you 3 coins anytime you redeploy your troops that are in 4 or less regions. The Soul Touch, when you decline your current race, the other race that was already in decline flips over and becomes your new active race. The Lava comes with 4 of these types of lava tokens, and for every mountain region that you own, you can place it to an adjacent region. It kills all the people there, you basically wipe them out, and this stays there until your next turn where you take that off of that region. The Copycat allows you to take this mirror and place it on any of the other powers that are not yet taken from the draft row, and you get to have that power until your next turn. For Imperial, if you have 4 different areas that you control, you'll get an additional coin. If you have 5, you'll get 2, and this keeps scaling up. 6 would be 3, 7 would be 4, etc. All right, well, there is Power Pack 1. I'm excited to see these come out because I actually already had all of this stuff because I had bought them a while back, and there were just these little mini expansions here and there, and they were sort of hard to find, and I think they've maybe even been out of print for a while, and it's been hard for people to kind of keep up with all the new Small World stuff, so I'm glad that they sort of repackaged a handful of these different mini expansions into these bigger power packs. Now the first thing is, number one, there's lots of bits and pieces here, and I'm glad that they thought about it and put in some good plastic component holder trays. So definitely a good way to go about this because, you know, there's just tokens everywhere and they have little slots for them. So good storage solution to come with this expansion. So let's go over the positives here. So obviously 8 new races here, and so I'm not going to go over all of these. I just kind of talked about all of them in the overview. But again, anytime you add new things to Small World, I'm happy, and pretty much anybody that likes the game is going to be happy. I like the Barbarians. You have tons of them, but you can't redeploy them. The Pixies, again, tons of them, but you leave one of them during deployment. Or the Slingmen, where you attack the adjacent regions and get coins immediately. So I like having all the different the different races, and of course every time you add a new race, the amount of possibilities of combinations go exponentially bigger. So again, it's just adding an infinite amount of replayability here. 8 new abilities. I like the Catapult the best, probably attacking one region away. The Corruption, which I hinted towards in the intro, where you get 1 coin for being attacked. So in general, I really liked this expansion. I liked it when I bought them a while back, and I liked that they sort of put these together, these 2 little mini expansions together. And again, it's kind of a no-brainer. If you like Small World and you play it a lot, even though the base game comes with a lot of races and a lot of abilities, if you've played the game a ton, even though the combinations are quite astronomical, you still like to see new stuff, and I like this. Now, some of these abilities and things are slightly more complex than I'd say the base game. So, if you're playing with someone who has never played Small World before, I still recommend just playing with the base game first. Because, you could mix these in, but some of them are a little bit more complicated. So, but overall, I really liked it. Anything I didn't like? Well, if you look at the base game and the price of that, and you look at this expansion and the price of it, the base game, you're getting a lot of tokens. You're getting the boards, and here you're getting the abilities, the races, and the tokens. Now, if you calculate that out towards sort of the price per race and ability, it's very close, if not a little bit more expensive than the base game, but you're not getting a board. So for what it is, it's a little expensive. But again, if you've been looking for these things and they're gone, it's sort of a no-brainer anyways, because I think it's about $24 on Miniature Market for this mini expansion here, or the Power Pack, which is 2 mini expansions. But overall, I really liked it. I enjoyed it. It's kind of a no-brainer if you like Small World and you want more things and you couldn't get the old things, then this is a good one to look into. This has been the Game Boy Geek, helping you find and enjoy the next board game you'll love.
This video was sponsored by Miniature Market's Review Corner. The Review Corner features podcasts, video, and written game reviews by gamers for gamers. Miniature Market, the online gaming superstore. Thousands of board games, discounted prices. Check them out at miniaturemarket.com.